There was once a young man named Arin who lived in a quiet mountain village. The people there were simple, kind, and hardworking. Arin worked as a potter. Every day he shaped clay into bowls, vases, and small cups that the villagers used in their homes. His work was honest, but deep inside, Arin was not happy. He would often look around and notice how others were doing better. His neighbor Leo owned a small bakery that was always full of customers. Across the street lived Myra, a painter whose art was admired by travelers from faraway towns. And then there was Tomas, a merchant who always spoke about his journeys and the wealth he had gathered. Arin would walk through the village and feel a quiet sadness inside him. He thought to himself, "Everyone around me has something special, but I have nothing great to show." He compared his life to theirs until his own work began to feel small. The joy he once had while shaping clay disappeared. One evening, as the sun melted behind the mountains, Arin sat outside his workshop. His hands were covered in clay, and his heart felt heavy. He whispered, "Why am I not enough? Why can I not be like them?" An old man happened to be passing by. He was a traveler who often visited the village once a year. His hair was white as snow, and his eyes were calm, like still water. He carried a wooden walking stick and wore a gentle smile. The old man stopped when he saw Arin sitting there. "You look troubled, young man," he said softly. "What weighs on your mind?" Arin hesitated, but then spoke honestly. "I work hard every day, but it never feels like enough. Others are more talented, more successful, more admired. I try to be better, but no matter what I do, I always fall short." The old man nodded thoughtfully. "It seems you are carrying a heavy burden that you built yourself." Arin looked up in confusion. "What do you mean?" The old man smiled kindly. "You have built a cage made of comparisons. Every time you look at another person and say, 'They are better than me,' you add another bar to that cage. Soon you forget how it feels to be free." Arin lowered his eyes. "But how can I stop? The world around me keeps reminding me of what I lack." The old man looked toward the mountains. "Let me tell you a story." He sat beside Arin and began to speak slowly. Once there was a river that flowed through 3 villages. In the first village, the people praised it because it was calm and clear. In the second village, they complained that it moved too slowly. In the third village, they feared it because during storms, it became wild and strong. The river heard every word. It began to wonder, "Am I too calm? Am I too slow? Am I too fierce?" It tried to change itself. It tried to be quiet near the second village and strong near the third. But no matter what it did, someone was always unhappy. Finally, one day, the river met the ocean. The ocean asked, "Why do you look so tired, little river?" The river replied, "I have spent my life trying to please everyone, and still, no one is satisfied." The ocean smiled and said, "You were never meant to be like anyone else. You were meant to flow your own way. Those who see your beauty will drink from you. Those who do not will pass by. But your purpose remains the same, to flow." The old man turned to Arin. "You are like that river. You waste your peace trying to be like others, when your only purpose is to be yourself." Arin listened quietly. His heart felt something he had not felt in a long time understanding. He looked at the ground and said, "So I should stop comparing and just do my work?" The old man nodded. "Yes. When you look at another person, do not see competition, see reflection. What you admire in them might be something that already lives in you, waiting for you to notice. And remember this: a flower never looks at another flower to see if it is blooming better. It simply opens when it is ready. Arin sat in silence. The words sank deep inside him. He realized how much time he had spent wishing for another life instead of living his own. He looked at the old man and said softly, "I think I understand now, but it will take time to change how I think." The old man smiled warmly. "That is all right. Growth takes time, just like clay takes time to harden into shape. Be gentle with yourself. Acceptance is not a sudden light. It is a sunrise that happens slowly." The two sat together until the sky turned dark and the stars appeared. When Arin looked back to thank the old man, he had already gone. All that remained was the sound of the night wind and the faint echo of his words. The next morning, Arin woke up early. He went to his workshop, lit a small lamp, and began to shape clay again. But this time, something felt different. His hands moved with peace. He was not thinking about Leo's bakery, or Myra's paintings, or Tomas's stories. He was thinking only about the shape forming under his fingers. As days passed, his work began to shine again. People noticed that his pottery had something unique, something calm, balanced, and full of life. A traveler once asked him, "What changed? Your work feels more alive than ever." Arin smiled and said, "I stopped trying to make it like anyone else's." He had learned that true peace does not come from being better than others, but from being at peace with who you are. And whenever the old voice of comparison tried to whisper again, Arin would remember the story of the river and quietly say to himself, "I am flowing my own way." If this story brought peace to your heart, please like, share, and subscribe for more stories that inspire self-awareness and inner calm.